here's a turkey. It thawed overnight at room temp, so I just left it out before I went to bed, and in the morning I made sure that it was still nice and cold but thawed. You really want to thaw it slow. If you have the time, you want to thaw it a couple days in the refrigerator, or better yet, just buy one of those turkeys, the young turkeys that are not frozen but fresh. What I'm going to season it with is a 1/4 cup of garlic salt, tablespoon of black pepper, and 1/2 teaspoon of poultry seasoning because I like the flavor. Now, you don't have to use these. You do need salt and you do need pepper, but you could use other flavorings such as sage, rosemary, Asian spices. So this is a technique that my dad taught me when I was a little kid, and I've been using it for almost 30 years. And it's a good technique. Here are all the seasonings. I'm just going to mix it up and then pour it on. So to do it under the skin, what you want to do is you want to get underneath the skin for the breast, and really this is where a majority of your meat is, right there. And you're just going to use your fingers and move it around. Really useful if you have someone in the house that has really small fingers. I have massive fat guy hands, and so sometimes I break the skin. Don't worry about it, it'll be fine. Like breaking like a hole right here or something like that. So I've gotten this end kind of opened up so that I can get my fingers in pretty deep. You can see right here there's going to be a gap because it tore a little bit right here, but that was how it came, so I couldn't do anything about it. Just want to put some in there and then just rub it all into the area underneath the skin onto the breast. And yes, I am using a clean bag, trash bag, to do the seasoning in, because I find that's the easiest way to do it, and it captures all the liquids and stuff that will come out. So this end is a little harder, and all I'm doing is just getting it to those little areas. You can see it's kind of getting darker in color from where the seasoning has gone onto the turkey breast. Then what I just want to do is put some along onto the drums, as well as the wings on both sides. And for the wings, you do want to kind of tighten them so that they don't kind of flail out and burn while cooking. So you want to just kind of flip it underneath the wing like that. So that's just taking the wing and flipping it, the little wing tip underneath the drumette like that. So this is going to go back into the refrigerator to marinate overnight. Okay, now it's the next day, and what I've done is I have this disposable roasting pan for the turkey, and I placed the turkey on top of a chopped up stalk head of celery, 3 carrots, and 2 onions. And into the cavity, I'm actually going to put another 2 onions worth of onions. So before I roast, I'm going to actually pour a little bit of olive oil onto the top skin, and this will keep it nice and crispy later on. And we're gonna also put a tinfoil kind of tent on top of it. So we're gonna start it, it's gonna roast. The skin in this area is gonna actually get nice and crispy, and it's going to start drying out pretty quick. So the rest of the turkey though is not gonna be cooked yet. So in order to try to combat that and get everything cooked at once, 1, put a tinfoil top on top so it doesn't get burned. 2, I'm actually going to, halfway through the cooking process, put boiling hot chicken broth into the core of the turkey where all this onion is, and that's going to help cook the bottom half of the turkey as well as the inside area of the breast. And we're going to stick a probe thermometer into the deepest part of the breast near where the thigh is, and that's going to help make sure that this is cooked, because we're going to make sure that the temperature is correct first. So what I'm going to use is this probe thermometer. So this is the probe, is going to go into the turkey, And how I'm going to do it is I'm going to stick it into this area right here so it gets inside of the thickest part of the turkey breast. So to stick it in, I'm going to just shove it into the thickest part right here and kind of aim upward, and it's just going to stay in there while it cooks. And if you're unsure, you can always move the thermometer when it hits that range and stick it into another part and make sure that it's the right temp. So as you can see right now, it's a chilly 30 something degrees, as it should be because it just came out of the refrigerator. You can actually allow it to kind of come to room temp a little bit before starting, but it's just as good just to start like this. So now this is going to be ready to go. I'm going to put it into a 325 degree oven. I'm going to put it on the lowest rack possible, and this is so that it's kind of cooking more from the bottom up and not going to burn the top, because if you leave it close to the top, the heat rises in the oven, it's going to kind of crisp and burn the top a little too fast. So you can see the turkey's in the oven. I have one of those electric ovens because the apartment I'm in has the electric oven. It's not a convection oven, so the air's not going to flow. That's why I want it at the bottom of the oven. If you have a convection oven, you probably need to set it kind of more centered. So we're just going to leave it in there. I'm going to close the oven door. Okay, so it's been about half an hour. You can see the turkey is starting to roast and starting to cook up on the top. So this is when we're going to put the tin foil on top to protect everything and get it nice and cozy so it doesn't burn. What I have here is just 2 pieces of foil that I stitched together in the middle, and just going to cover it up. So you need both hands. So now it's nice and tin foiled all the way around, and we're going to just keep finishing the cooking and waiting for the temperature to get up. Okay, the turkey now, the inside is at 100 degrees. It's about an hour and a bit after, and so right now I'm going to uncover the turkey, and this is just boiled chicken broth, about 1.5 cups of, or 1.5 containers of chicken broth, and I'm just going to pour it into the cavity right there. So now it's going to be in a bit of like a steam bath, and I'm going to put this back into the oven and without the foil now, and let that crisp up. And if it starts getting dark, I'm going to put the foil back on so that you don't get a burnt turkey. Okay, so the turkey is out. It has been about 3 and a bit hours, and the internal temperature of the thickest part, I've taken the thermometer out already, has gotten to 167 degrees, so it went a little over, but that's okay. Everything is nice and roasted. You can see the color on it is gorgeous, and I'm gonna let it rest now, and I'm gonna take all the liquid and make gravy out of it. So that'll be the next step, and let me show you how. So to make the gravy, I have right here. To make the gravy, you first start with butter, and that's 3/4 of a stick of butter. And you want to melt that, and then also add a little bit of olive oil. So I'm going to add a tablespoon of olive oil, and that helps it from burning. And I have all of the turkey dripping broth right here, ready to go. And now we're going to make a roux. So we're going to add flour to the roux, and that was 1 cup of flour, and we'll adjust it depending on the moisture content of the roux. So you can see the roux is like this right now. It is a little clumpy, but it's not like really liquidy, and this is the consistency I like. So while it's cooking, it's going to brown, and it's going to get more bubbly and liquidy. see now it's kind of a little stickier, like it's got a little more wet. And that's when you know that it's getting close to where you can start adding the water, or in this case the broth. So it's cooking down. I'm going to start adding the broth, and I'm going to add about a quart of it at a time. And then you want to keep stirring. And this is to stir out the lumps so that it's not lumpy. So right now it's really thick, and it'll get more liquidy as we add more of the liquid. So the full thickness isn't achieved until it actually comes to a boil. And I'm going to give the gravy a try. So you see, it coats the spoon nicely, and that's what you want. A very light gravy. It tastes kind of the sweet flavors from the vegetables in it. So it could do with a little bit of salt, but I think I'm just going to leave it as is. Add salt and pepper to taste, and just be prepared for one of the yummiest gravies you've ever had. So now it is time to carve the turkey. The turkey has been sitting while I was making the gravy, but you can also just kind of time that you don't want to cut it right away because all the juices will come out of it. You want to give it a little bit of resting time before starting to cut. You always want to have a sharp knife. I like this particular kind of knife in order to cut it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to slice down the middle where the rib cage is and kind of follow the turkey breast, and then slice off slices from that. So this is the way I usually do it. And you can kind of see where the resistance is and kind of curve around where the rib cage is. So you can see it's nice and juicy. See all the juice coming out of it on my hand. And that's what you want for the turkey. And it is hot. And cut it to whatever thickness you like for your guests. And you want to just finish both sides of the breasts. You can carve the legs off as well, and there is some nice meat on the back, so just go for it. I personally love the little crispy skin that's right here, and I always eat that. Not very healthy. I'm a fat guy. What did you expect? So that's how you carve the turkey. I'm not going to carve all of it because it is super hot right now, and it's just going to have all the juices running out right there. So I'm just going to leave it as is, and I'm going to plate up a little bit of turkey and show you what it looks like. And here's the turkey all finished. Gravy's right there, and the turkey is ready to be carved. I'm not going to carve the rest of it because it is very, very juicy right now, and I'd waste all the juices. So you can see right here, it's a very, very juicy piece of meat. It's not dry at all. It's cooked to 170 degrees, and that's the best temperature. Nice and safe. The gravy is nice and smooth and not lumpy. This is the recipe that I've been using for many, many years. Learned it from my dad, so I'm sharing it with all of you today. Please give it a try. In the description, I'm going to have the recipe for this, which is a 10-pound turkey, and is also a 20-pound turkey, which I wrote down from years ago that I always use every year. So you have both recipes. If you have 15, it'll be kind of in between. So this is the easy turkey recipe. Hope you like it. Give it a try. Let me know how it goes. If you do, Leave me some feedback in the comments section, or if you have questions about making the turkey, let me know and I'll try to answer them. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video, and please consider subscribing to my channel for more cooking videos like this. Thank you. Happy holidays. Bye.